Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dig into something pretty fascinating. What if a really simple tweak to story time could have a huge impact on your toddler's development? We're going to break down the science behind personalized books and why they might just be one of the most powerful learning tools out there.
So let's just start with a simple question. Imagine you're reading a bedtime story, right? But instead of some random character, the hero is your child. Their name is right there in the text, and the character on the page looks just like them, solving problems, exploring new worlds. How does that one little change completely shift their experience? To really get why that idea is so powerful, we have to talk about something called the toddler learning window. That period between, say, 2 and 4 years old, it's not just about tiny shoes and funny sayings. It is one of the most explosive periods for brain development in a person's entire life.
I mean, during this window, a toddler's brain is just firing on all cylinders. Their vocabulary absolutely explodes. Their ability to process information and make memories gets supercharged. And crucially, they start to figure out who they are as little individuals. They are literally building their own identity right in front of you.
So how do we tap into this incredible growth spurt? Well, we know a few key things about how toddlers learn best. They thrive on repetition. That's how they build those strong neural pathways. They need familiarity to feel grounded. And maybe most important of all, learning only really sticks when there's an actual emotional connection, backed up by strong visuals. It's not just about what they see, it's about what they feel. And that brings us right to the main idea here. We know why this age is so critical, and we know how toddlers learn. So let's talk about the tool that puts all of those principles to work, the personalized book.
At its heart, what we're talking about is a complete shift in how a story works. A personalized book totally transforms your child from just a passive listener hearing a story about someone else into the active participant. Suddenly, the story is actually about them. And this happens with 3 key ingredients. First, using their name. It grabs their attention like nothing else. Second, creating a character that actually looks like them. That's that visual reinforcement we were talking about. And third, weaving in little details from their own world. You know, their pet, their favorite park, that builds that deep sense of familiarity and emotional connection. These aren't just cute details, they are absolute hooks for learning. So, how do these simple ingredients actually spark real learning? Okay, let's break down the core benefits because this is where the educational magic really happens. The first and most obvious benefit is a massive, massive boost in engagement. It's really just simple psychology. We are all hardwired to pay attention to things that are about us. For a toddler, seeing themselves in a book literally flips a switch in their brain from I'm listening to I'm in this. And you can see this in action, right? When a toddler hears their own name or sees a character that looks like them, you have their full attention. They'll focus for longer, they'll ask more questions, and they'll want to hear that same story again and again and again. And that demand for repetition, that's not just a cute toddler quirk. That is their brain actively working to lock in new information. Now, all of this intense engagement has this incredibly powerful side effect. It directly fuels their language development. You have to remember, at this age, kids are learning language almost entirely by listening and repeating, way before they can actually read for themselves. And personalized books are just perfectly designed for this. They're constantly reinforcing name recognition. Because the story is so engaging, it encourages the child to repeat words and phrases right along with you. And because they're so invested, their listening comprehension improves like crazy, which sets the stage for skills like phonics awareness down the road. But it goes beyond just language. There's this critical link between our emotions and our memory. We're all wired this way, but it is especially powerful in early childhood. Think about it. We don't really remember dry information. We remember how that information made us feel.
So a personalized story creates this jolt of excitement, that, hey, that's me moment. That emotional connection helps cement the story's details, its vocabulary, and its lessons deep into their memory. It helps them recall the story later. And just as important, it builds this really positive, happy association with books and reading from the get-go. But honestly, maybe the most profound benefit of all goes beyond the academic skills. Like we said, toddlers are in the middle of building their sense of self, and the stories they hear, they become the raw material for that identity. Just think about the message a personalized book sends. It shows the child as the main character, as the hero of the story. It shows them as someone who is a capable learner, someone who can solve problems.
This isn't just a fun story anymore. It's a powerful tool for building real confidence, emotional security, and a positive self-image right from the very beginning.
Okay, so to make all these advantages totally crystal clear, let's put them side by side. How does a personalized book really stack up against a regular generic one when it comes to those key learning factors?
When you just lay it out like this, the difference is pretty stark, isn't it? Engagement goes from moderate to high. The emotional connection goes from limited to strong. And look at confidence building, minimal versus significant. Across every single one of these key learning factors, personalization makes a huge impact. It's a fundamental shift from just passive entertainment to active personal development.
So what does this all add up to? What's the big picture here?
Well, we're not just talking about making story time a little more fun. We are talking about building a solid, strong foundation for a child's entire educational journey. You know, this quote from the research really just nails it. It says, personalized children's books are evidence-based learning tools, not novelty products. By making a story personal, you also make it more memorable, more meaningful, and way more emotionally resonant. And that is the formula for effective early learning. Ultimately, this whole approach helps build a much stronger foundation for language, for reading readiness, and for lifelong confidence. So the question isn't just about what story you're going to read tonight, but a much bigger one. How will your child's story begin?